Tonight's national anthem performer is Millennium High School senior Gavin Gonzalez. Under the applause for Gavin Gonzalez.
Attention fans, help us score a major win for Millennium by voting yes on the high school district no tax rate increase bond. With your yes vote, we will be able to enhance school security, alleviate overcrowding. Vote yes and then put your ballot.
Welcome, everyone, to the Varsity Sports broadcast. We are live here in Goodyear. It is a beautiful evening, and we've got a great game ahead of us tonight, Millennium versus Horizon. I'm Aaron Nemiroff, joined by Eric Castellon. Eric, what can we expect tonight?
Well, these are two teams that are both 3-1. They're coming off two different sides of the ball, really. Horizon coming off a difficult loss to their rival Pinnacle, and Millennium, they're coming off a blowout victory at Willow Canyon in Surprise. So, tale of two halves. They both have gotten a fair share of Willow Canyon. They've both had their way with them. This should be a good game. Nonetheless, two very good teams will be coming to this one. I'm expecting a shootout tonight. Much like you said, we were discussing this before the game, too, Aaron. You said it should be a shootout, and we expect to see some good football tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Just looking at some of the scores over the last 4 weeks for each team, a lot of points put up by both Horizon and Millennium. I do think a shootout is likely here tonight.
See what happens for sure, but remains to be seen. Obviously, what comes to these two teams, we'll see over the next course of a couple hours or so. Be a good one here tonight.
And we're just now approaching kickoff. Millennium will kick off to the Huskies to start. Kicker for Millennium is Jason Weston, senior. Stands in at 5'10". Huskies got two guys back there ready to return the opening kickoff.
And this crowd's pretty fired up. It's homecoming night. Should be a good one here today. Got the student section fired up. Got the music playing. Should be a good one.
And we're off. The opening kick is taken by the Huskies. Doesn't reach quite the end zone. And it looks like a solid return there, taken out on the right sideline to their own 26 or 27.
The Huskies return to the just outside the 25.
And we'll get our first look at starting quarterback, number 15, Jace Ashley.
Jace Ashley, he's more of the rushing threat for this Horizon offense. Most of his touchdowns have come on the ground. He's definitely the dual threat. You're going to see a lot of option plays, a lot of rollouts. We saw that a lot last week. We'll see what happens here against this Millennium defense.
They'll start in an empty backfield, and they'll motion in the running back Segura. Segura will take that handoff, and he's brought down around the line of scrimmage for no gain. Good start for Millennium.
So basic handoff play. It's like you said, empty backfield at first. They motion Segura back in, try to catch Millennium off guard. They were ready for it. And like you said, minimal gain. No gain, actually.
Usually we're used to seeing Bodie Zamorano as the starting running back for Horizon, but it looks like Segura will get the start today. Ashley's going to roll out to his left. He's got running room, a ton of open field ahead of him. He could go all the way to the Millennium 30. He's still going, brought down around the 13-yard line. What an incredible play by Jace Ashley.
Just brought it up, the rollout. We're going to see a lot of that. And good things happen when you roll out. You see him change his field of direction, and like you said, just nothing but green grass ahead of him. And he ran out of gas, unfortunately, but still a huge play for this Horizon offense as they look to strike first.
Yeah, as he started to roll out to his left, he kind of brought the whole defense with him, changed his direction, and then had all that open field. Here's the snap. It's going to go to Zamorano, and he's in. Touchdown, Huskies.
Wondering when we'd see Bodie Zamorano. You were surprised to see Segura started off, but Zamorano gets his first carry and he punches it in just like he usually does for this offense. And Horizon making a statement here to start this game.
3-play drive and they've already scored. 6-0, a minute, 21 seconds into this ball game. The Huskies are on the board. Zamorano kind of had an unusual off game last week as Canyon Floyd makes this extra point. He is now 21 for 21 on PATs this year.
Staying perfect. Sometimes it comes easy for kickers, especially from that short a distance. And especially when you've been scoring as much as Horizon has, it gets fairly easy for you to just beat, rinse, and do the same thing over and over. And Canyon Floyd has done that time and time again. But going back to what you said, Aaron, Zamorano, he had a bit of an off game last week. Guys did much of this Horizon offense. They got stymied by that Pinnacle Pioneer defense for the most part of the game. They had their chances, but it's nice to see them come away here with a good start to this. And like you said, a 3-play drive, and that'll really boost some morale as the game goes on.
Yeah, absolutely. Zamorano leads the team in rushing yards per game at 113.5. But they do mix in Segura every now and then. He actually had their lone touchdown last week, so we'll see how Horizon kind of balances that rushing attack going forward this game.
They tend to see Zamorano more as a power back. Segura for more short yardage situations. Horizon likes to power run. We saw Zamorano a lot in the first few weeks. Segura was more of the backup. They use a dual running back, especially more recently, so we'll see how that plays out the rest of the game.
Millennium will return this kickoff. Brought down at their own 21-yard line. And out comes quarterback Titus Johnson. Threw for 3 touchdowns last week. The 6'3" senior. He was pretty good.
He's got 600 yards on the season, 7 touchdowns, and just 1 interception. He's been, like you said, fairly good for this Millennium offense. And interception coming in that loss against one of the top-ranked schools in Arizona, really, against Perry and Gilbert. So it'll be interesting to see what he does to this Husky defense, if anything. And we know this Husky defense has proven to be very stout, except the lone game last week against Pinnacle. Pinnacle, not a force, or definitely a force to be reckoned with. So see how this game turns out for them.
Millennium will start in shotgun. It's going to be a handoff for a gain of 3.
Player on first down gets up close to 4.
That was Tajon Player, who's had an incredible start to this season. He's averaging 101 rushing yards per game. 128 last week with 2 touchdowns.
Just a monster. Definitely the lead back of this Tiger offense. Be featured a lot.
2nd and 7. Johnson drops back to pass, and he finds his man. 8 yards on the left hash. And that's going to be awfully close to a first down. Doesn't look like they're going to give it to him. We're going to have 3rd and 1, and they're going to hurry up here.
Off guard to see what they do here.
It's going to be a QB sneak for what looks to be a 1st down. Good play call there by head coach Lamar Early.
See a QB sneak. I haven't really seen too many QB sneaks in the past few weeks. We've been doing these games, and
First and 10.
if it happens in the NFL a lot and it works, why not do it here?
Yeah, I mean, we've covered a lot of high school games so far this year. The QB sneak isn't used quite as often as you've seen it in the NFL. 1st and 10 now, and a Husky is going to jump off sides, and it'll soon be 1st and 5.
Like Jack Metzler off the edge there, it was a little too amped up there. Looking to
Offside penalty against
the
Horizon.
quarterback.
3-5
Likely would have been a drop back.
Tigers. 1st and 5.
Metzler is a pretty big part of this Huskies defense. He has 3.5 sacks on the year. He is a senior, one of their leaders on defense. But Millennium caught him off sides there. 1st and 5 now at the 33-yard line. Here's the snap. Johnson's going to throw a little screen pass. Incomplete, and we'll have 2nd and 5.
Yeah, look for Metzler and
Short pass off
Carson
to
Cobb to be
Kirsten Cole.
two focal points of this defense. Like you said, both lead the team in tackles. Both have their fair share of sacks. Cobb with 5 and Metzler 3.5. So we should see them disrupting the backfield quite often, as we have been all season long.
Most definitely. Here we go now. 2nd and 5 at the 33-yard line. Huskies are going to shift their D-line a little bit. A rough snap, but Johnson controls it and hands it off to Tajon Player for a gain of 1, gain of 2. It's going to be a big 3rd down.
Surprised that Johnson was able to maintain his balance there. Looks like he stumbled coming off that center snap. Did a good job to maintain composure and hand it off to his running back and get a positive gain.
Yeah, that was an unusual play. There was a lot of motion going on right up until the snap. Huskies D-line was shifting. Kind of just seemed a little out of order, but luckily for Millennium, no turnovers on that play, and it'll be 3rd and 4. Huskies looking for a stop. It's going to be another handoff to Player, and he just gets across the 1st down marker. Yes, he does. They're going to move those chains. Millennium has another 1st down, and they're driving.
Darius Collier on the carry. First and 10
draw play
Tigers.
there to the left side. Player is in the power back, and he powers forward for just enough for that 1st down.
1st and 10 now at the 38. Huskies show blitz. They will. It's a run, and the Huskies take him down in the backfield for a loss of 1. A lot of running so far from the Tigers.
Run heavy. They've been run heavy in most of their games. Like you said, Player's been a big part of their offense. They rely on the ground game quite a bit. They have in the last few weeks. When they're ahead as much as they are for 3 of the 4 games they've won. So
The 2nd down snap. Johnson's going to roll out to his right. He throws it into a mix of players. 2 Tigers there, 2 Huskies. No one catches it. And we're going to have 3rd and long. I thought he might have been trying to throw it away, but it looked like a Tiger may have gotten their hands on it. Another kind of weird play there.
it looked like a bit of an improvisation there by Johnson. He kind of was rolling out to his right and tried fitting it along the sideline. And thankfully for him, ball falls down to the turf incomplete. Like I said,
3rd and 10 now. They will pass. It's going to be a screen play to the running back, Jalen Dupree. He goes out of bounds, short of the 1st down marker with a late flag thrown.
Curious to see what this one's going to be.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a face mask or maybe a late hit out of bounds. Let's find out.
Personal foul on the defense. And Millennium is going to keep this drive going. That's a really unfortunate penalty for the Huskies. Looked like they might have been able to force a punt or at least a 4th down try. But now Millennium is entering their territory after that penalty.
Bit of an unusual play there, too. It didn't seem that it was too late. I wonder if there was maybe some kind of, maybe a face mask or something down there. I'm not too sure, but didn't seem that late. But regardless, not a penalty you want to commit. Give the Tigers a fresh set of downs.
100%. First down snap. Johnson finds his receiver on the left sideline for a gain of 7.
Nice little out route there on 1st and 10. Nice gain there. Set yourself up with 2nd and short, and we should expect to see them go back to the ground game with 2 downs to get 3 yards.
I believe that was the sophomore Trey Peck, who had 118 receiving yards last week. Excuse me, that was Kenneth Quashie Anderson, who actually had 2 touchdowns last week. Millennium's got some weapons on this team, a lot of different guys they can go to for a spark.
Getting a stoppage in play here.
Concession stand shout out. Pizza, hot dogs, hamburgers, Gatorade, and more. Make sure
The
you
referee kind of looked up when they were playing that music as the play started. I wonder if they're going to try to
We invite you to visit
tell the
Black
press
Rock Coffee
box
Bar,
whoever's in charge
located
of
at
the
3015 Tri-State Road in Avondale.
to not play the music while the game's going on. That was a bit of a weird situation. I've never seen that before.
Coffees, teas, lemonade,
Yeah, you're right about that.
their signature fuel energy drink. Black Rock Coffee Bar, 3015 Dysert Road.
Millennium looks like they're going to start this play with Johnson under center. Used to seeing a lot of shotgun in these high school games. It's going to be a toss play to the right. That again is Jalen Dupree. And he's brought down short of the first down marker.
Second down carry goes to Dupree.
And we're going to have 3rd and short, 3rd and 1. Millennium hurries up here from the shotgun. Here's a snap. Johnson, it's tipped by the D-line. It was caught by a Husky, but he was out of bounds. Really quick play there, but ultimately it's going to be 4th down and short.
Fourth down.
Bit of a weird play. I don't know if one of the Tigers caught it, but he was out of bounds, or like a Husky defender, like Jared Klopfenstein came away with that one at the end. But
yeah, I thought a Tiger caught it, but then I see the Husky with the ball after the play. A lot of funkiness going on this drive. Fourth down now. They are going for it. Not quite in field goal range. Horizon blitzes. And Johnson misses his receiver over the middle of the field. It's going to be a turnover on downs. He might have had him with an accurate pass. The target was Kenneth Quashie Anderson once again. But ultimately, it's a turnover, and Horizon offense is going to come back onto the field.
Takes over.
That's what bringing the pressure does. You saw the blitz coming. 2 linebackers ended up blitzing, and you're just really forcing Johnson to make a quick decision. And sometimes those quick decisions put a little bit of pressure on you. And it gets to some inaccurate throws, and he didn't get to set his feet in time, and we saw the result.
Yeah, and like you mentioned earlier, they are a run-heavy offense, so if you put that pressure on Johnson, he could make a mistake like he made there. 1st and 10, Horizon's got the ball at their own 33. Zamorano is in to start this drive. He's going to get the first down handoff, and he's got running room. A gain of 17 on that one takes them across midfield. The Horizon Huskies are rolling. First down.
It's a nice carry by Zamorano. Good first down run, really establish the running game. Let's see if they get some play action going.
They're going to go no huddle here. Ashley takes a snap, hands it to Zamorano again. This time the Millennium defensive line is there to make the stop for no gain.
Set up for a perfect play action play. I saw Ashley pull back in. Then he had the ball, and I think part of the secondary might have been fooled, so I can't imagine if they were to actually play action here, what would happen.
Perhaps a missed opportunity there for the Huskies, but we have 2nd and 10.
So kind of mixing up. They've done a lot of heavy running for the most part. Like you said, it's a run-heavy offense, but when it doesn't work, you have to go to the backup plan. And if you don't have a backup plan, you're not going to really have a chance to win those games. But I know they have a backup plan. We've seen it by their box scores in recent games. They're definitely going to have an answer. Just expect them to pass it a little bit more this time, and they're going to have to use maybe some play action and some screen plays to kind of give them some space and make sure that the pressure doesn't get to them.
I mean, they have scored 5 touchdowns or more in 3 of their 4 games this year, so we know what their offense is capable of at the end of the day. They are nowhere near out of this game quite yet in the first quarter. A big return here could really change up the momentum. But this kickoff is booted deep into the end zone. We'll have a touchback. Millennium will start this drive at their 20.
Good old-fashioned announcer's jinx there. You mentioned maybe getting a good return, and someone up there heard you, and they decided not to let that happen.
Yeah, I guess I owe the Millennium fans an apology for that one.
See what they do here on offense. Like you said, they need a big drive here to get back in this game. They don't want to fall behind too much, and seen them do it before. They've come from behind a couple of times. See what they do here.
It is Titus Johnson once again out at quarterback. No surprise there. The first down snap. They're going to go back to that run game, and that's a good one. Jalen Dupree rushed for 97 yards last week. He's looked pretty good.
Nice little first down carry. Nice draw play up the middle. Good start.
Quick tempo. It'll go back to Dupree on the handoff. The Huskies are there, though, for gain of 1.
They say if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's not the case there. They went back to the same exact play. This time the defensive line plugged that hole before Dupree could get through.
Going to continue to move it quickly. Here is Millennium. The second and long snap is going to be a rollout by Johnson. He's going to choose to run it. He gains about 4 yards there to make it 3rd and 5. I don't know if that was a designed quarterback run or kind of an option play. What do you see?
It was more of a rollout, and he was looking for one of his wideouts on the far sideline, or rather the near sideline as he was running towards that sideline, actually. And he didn't see anything he liked, so he tucked it down and at least got a few yards out of it.
Big 3rd down here. Millennium really wants to get this first down to keep themselves in it and not give this ball back to the red-hot Huskies offense. They're going to go to the handoff. It is Dupree once again, and the Huskies are all over it. He was able to escape that first tackle in the backfield, but multiple Huskies were prepared to back that up. And they're going to bring out the punting unit.
I think we saw only one real pass play, and that was the rollout. Besides that, they try to do a lot of up-the-middle runs, and I think the strongest point of this Horizon defense is their defensive front, 6 or 7, depending on what kind of formation they run, but just don't have an answer to busting through that line. Besides that first down play, occasionally you'll get 1 or 2 of those, but for the most part, this Horizon defense has been stout all year long at that.
The punt is almost blocked. It's more of a line drive type of punt, fielded cleanly by Vincent Valentino. Gains about 8 yards on the return, out to the Horizon 33-yard line. And this red-hot offense led by Jace Ashley is preparing to come back on the field.
See what they do here. I mean, 2 straight drives where you've pretty much been unstoppable with the ball. You definitely don't want to take your foot off the gas pedal, especially in the first quarter. So expect them to do the same thing. Expect a good mix of run and pass. Expect some options, some screens. Especially the Jace Ashley special, the rollout. We'll see that a couple times.
Yeah, that change of direction has been quite lethal for Horizon this season, especially here tonight. Going to motion the tight end in. Ashley's going to roll out to his right. He tries to get it to Segura, but it's picked off by Millennium. He's got open field ahead of him, and it is a pick 6. Just like that, Millennium is back in this ball game. Poor decision there by Ashley. The Tigers are right back in it.
What a change of events there. Ashley was a design rollout. I don't think he was planning on throwing that ball. I mean, I should say it was a not designed rollout. But credit this defense for sticking with it, getting the interception, putting them right back in the game, as you said, Aaron.
14-6 with a PAT pending. The snap is fumbled by the holder. And the Huskies bring him down. That's why I said PAT pending. Didn't want to call it too soon. Carson Cobb took out the holder, and it is 14-6 with the Huskies getting the ball back.
We're kind of bumbling around here. Right? We know who it was intercepted by. We just didn't see his name on the roster sheet that we have here. So
Yes, it was number 11, but the name doesn't appear to be on the roster. Unusual. But it was a great play.
like you said, a mistake there. Should have at least maybe tried to get a couple yards out of it. He tried forcing that ball into a very tight window. The defender was ready for it.
Ezra Edmonds able
And
to
credit him for
return
sticking
the
with it and putting it back for a
32
touchdown.
yards for the touchdown. That's a $50 donation from Olson Orthodox.
I do want to note that Segura was once again the starting running back on that drive. We've seen good things from Bodie Zamorano, but Segura has been the starter on the first 2 of the 3 drives. Here is the kickoff. Doesn't quite reach the end zone. It is fielded at the 3-yard line. And it's going to be a good return here for the Huskies out to the 36-yard line.
Starting field position.
And they're going to have first down here. Ashley trying to make up for his poor decision on that last drive that ultimately resulted in a pick 6, as we saw. That return was only taken out to the 30. It's my mistake.
I will point this out. I think I talking about announcer jinx earlier. I did say expect another dominant drive, and boy, did that not happen. I will not say anything this time.
Yeah, that one's definitely on you. A lot of motions. Ashley, this ball is almost picked off once again. It looked like he might have had his receiver selected pre-snap. Went for the slant route across the middle of the field. But the Millennium middle linebacker was right there. Got his hands on it, tipped it up in the air. Ultimately dropped. Ashley was kind of lucky on that one.
Defensive front is getting a little more active. They're putting their hands up. They're looking for the ball, and it's back-to-back plays now. We've seen the linebackers ready for the ball. That one was almost a tip drill. And Ashley lucky to have another shot here.
Tried to get it to Vincent Valentino. Gonna have a handoff here with a flag in the backfield, most likely holding. It was a carry for about 4 yards for Bodie Zamorano, but I think this one's gonna come back on a hold.
I think we got one of the offensive linemen pretty much tackling one of the D linemen to the ground. You can't do that. You can push him, but you can't really grab him and drag him down with you. So, fortunate sort of events there, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long.
It really looked like there was no stopping this Huskies offense through the first 2 drives, but just like this, 2nd and 20, and they're backed up. 55 seconds remain in this first quarter. It's been an exciting one. Horizon's going to motion their receiver across the field. Then their running back moves up. Ashley's going to roll out to his right. To his left, I'm sorry, and then looks right. Tries to get it to Zamorano. He's blown up by the Millennium defense. It is 3rd and 20. Incomplete pass.
Seems like this Millennium defense, after those first 2 drives, they're ready for pretty much everything. We've seen it back-to-back plays. They're ready for the run, and that time they're ready for a rollout screen the other way to the running back. Now put a headliner in. Horizon's got to come up with some answers for this newly adjusted defense.
3rd and 20. You could see Coach Litton go a little bit conservative here, which he does. It's going to be a jet sweep for a gain of 3 yards. That was Jordan Partridge. And they're going to punt this one away. First punt tonight for Horizon.
Really just an unfortunate case of events there. I mean, the holding penalty really dragged them down a bit, but credit Millennium, that's back-to-back drives. Only was a touchdown. This one, they get a stop, and they're going to get the ball back.
Yeah, that holding penalty did kill them. It's a good punt here by Riker Floyd. Fielded cleanly by Millennium. Multiple Huskies try to bring him down, but he escapes. Takes it out to the 29-yard line. Looks like that was number 6. Again, is not showing up on the roster. You hate to see that. Late flag.
I'm kind of curious as to what it is here. It looks like maybe a block in the back or maybe even some kind of holding call. I did see somebody fall down from behind, so usually it's an indicator of block in the back. Let's see what goes on here, but credit the returner there. It looked like he was going to be brought down right when he caught the ball and evaded 3 or 4 different guys and turned into a positive return.
Most definitely an impressive return there. It is going to be a blindside block on Millennium. That's going to push them back. And that is the end of the first quarter. We're going to go to commercial break here. 14-6, Horizon leads it heading into the second. And we are back here in Goodyear following that quick intermission between the first and second quarter. Millennium is starting this drive from their own 19-yard line because of that blindside block that set them back. First play is going to be a read option. Doesn't look like either option was really the move there. Johnson chooses to keep it, and he's going to be brought down for a sack. That's a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd and 15 for Millennium.
Yeah, just a bad read there by Johnson. And I think, like you said, it looks like neither option was available. Both Jack Metzler, looks like maybe even Foppenstein came off the edges and really left nowhere to go for either the running back or Johnson.
They do have a touchdown, but it was on a pick 6 by their defense. The offense for Millennium hasn't looked too good so far. Johnson's going to throw this one out for a 6-yard gain, trying to get some of that sack yardage back. It's going to be 3rd and long. That was Darius Collier, the 5'8 senior. Plays both running back and middle linebacker. 3rd and long now. 3rd and 10 to be exact. They're right back to where they started this drive. Millennium needs this one. Don't want to give that ball back to Horizon. Johnson drops back. He finds his guy on the left sideline. That is Kenneth Quashi Anderson. Move those chains. Good play there by Johnson. First down.
The wide receiver there. It's an out route that's specified to be right around that first down marker. You go about 9 or 10 yards, and pretty much right what the marker was. And just a good play there by the wideout, and a better throw by Johnson.
A pretty standard route there by Anderson, but it finds a hole in that Horizon defense, and Millennium's able to keep this drive alive. They're going to go under center now with 2 men in the backfield. It will be a handoff, and he is getting pushed. That's going to be a first down. The Horizon defenders had him wrapped up
Strong
pretty much immediately off the handoff, but a push from the O-line. That's Jalen Dupree with a gain of 11, first down. They're going to go no huddle. Another handoff to Dupree for another first down and a gain of 10. And they are now in Horizon territory. Great back-to-back runs there by Dupree. They're going to keep the no huddle going. Almost weren't set there. It's going to go back to Dupree, and he fumbles. It was looking like another first down and a gain of 10 again for Dupree, but he loses it. It is picked up by Horizon and taken out to the 50-yard line.
Dupree goes up the middle, but the ball falls out the end of the line.
That was Eli Linyard
First and 10.
picking up that fumble. I apologize. Tanner Newt, number 23, the safety. What a quick turn of events. Unfortunate for Millennium.
Dupree looked like he had his third straight play with at least double-digit yardage, and just the hit that was put on him right on the ball, and it popped out, and Tanner Newt was in the right place at the right time, and Horizon in opponent territory to start this one.
Just when Millennium looked to be gaining some momentum, they turn it right back over to Horizon. The first down play is going to be a handoff to Zamorano for a gain of 2.
First down carry by Horizon picks up maybe a yard.
Yeah, they're going to need to do something different. Last drive didn't work out so well. They had a couple running plays, one of them called back by penalty, and a passing play that went nowhere. So let's see what happens here and what they do differently.
Ashley takes the snap. It's a read option. He chooses to keep it, and he fumbles it. Hit from behind. Lands right back on top of it. Very fortunate bounce there for Ashley. Just short of the first down. We're going to have third and short. That was a gain of 8.
Wow, talk about right place, right time. Ashley was going to the ground. He lost the ball, and that ball bounced right back into his chest. Nice, fortunate bounce for Horizon here.
Looked like Horizon tried to get Millennium jumping on a hard count, but they are just going to go to a handoff to Zamorano here. Should be a first down, and it is. Those chains are being moved. Horizon is out to the Millennium 40-yard line now. Trying to capitalize off the Millennium fumble. Ashley's in shotgun here. Looks like another read option. This time he'll hand it off. I believe that was Zamorano once again. He's going to gain 9, just short of the first down marker. We'll have second and short.
Zamorano, the power back, shows exactly why he's getting those tough yardages right there.
Maybe another read option or just a simple handoff. Zamorano takes it. He'll gain 3, first down Horizon. They are moving, getting close to the red zone. They're at the 28-yard line of Millennium. Zamorano is going to stay out there on the field. My mistake, he's actually now checking out. I saw him motioning towards the sideline. I wasn't sure if it was keep me in or take me out, but Segura will now enter the field. Might have a stoppage of play here. They're going to give Millennium a chance to sub one of their defenders out.
Going back to that substitution, it looked like Zamorano got hit a little low. He's a little shaky coming off that play, and so he asked for Segura to come back in so he can get a breather and make sure he's all right.
Horizon's going to send 2 guys in motion, and that's going to cause a Millennium timeout to get their defense in check.
Millennium takes a timeout.
Let's go to commercial break with that timeout. 7:35 remain in the second quarter.
Hey guys, Vince here to talk about Angel Dentistry. It's where my wife and I have gone for over 10 years, and we trust them with our routine and extensive dental care because they care. Dr. Amber Angel is an Arizona native, born in the town of Miami, and has been practicing in the Valley over 20 years. For general to comprehensive dental services, call 602-788-2008. Located off of Cave Creek Road just north of the 101 in North Phoenix. Angel Dentistry, proud supporters of our young people and proud partners of the Varsity Sports Show.
And we are back after that quick word from Angel Dentistry following the Millennium defensive timeout. We are going to have 1st and 10 here at the 27-yard line for Horizon. Again, they're going to send 2 guys in motion. Ashley hurries up under center. He's going to hand this ball off to Segura, who checked in after Zamorano's injury. It's a great run there, gain of 13, and another Horizon 1st down off of a run play.
Looks like this offense is finally clicking again. We didn't see it in the last 2 drives, but credit them for getting it done here.
They're going to go to the hurry up. Only 2 wide receivers in this set. It's going to be another run play for Segura, and he's going to get into the end zone with ease, untouched. There's a hole right through the middle for him. Touchdown, Huskies.
That's 3 different Horizon players now that had a chance to carry that ball. We've seen Zamorano punch in the first touchdown, Jace Ashley punched one in, and now Segura. So this Horizon offense is clicking now.
You are right about that, and it is so nice to have 3 guys you can count on to rush that ball into the end zone. Just makes that rushing attack that much harder to stop. Canyon Floyd's kick is up and good. No surprise there. 23 for 23 now on extra points this season for Floyd. 21-6. 7 minutes, 10 seconds remain in the first half. We predicted a shootout. Horizons held up their end. Millennium's offense hasn't quite held up theirs. They've put up 6 points, but in reality, it wasn't even the offense. It was a pick 6 by their defense. They've had a couple good run plays, able to get the drives moving a little bit off the run, but some turnovers and penalties have set them back. Most recently, that fumble by their running back, Dupree. But I think the recipe down 15 in the first half still might be to keep that ball on the ground. Dupree has looked pretty good, and we know what Tajon Player can do. He's been incredible this season. Hasn't done too much today. It's been mostly Dupree. This kickoff is going to be a touchback. It was almost out of bounds and a penalty to start Millennium at the 40-yard line, but it just crossed the plane to result in a touchback. So Millennium will start at their own 20-yard line, trying to finally get themselves into the end zone on the offensive side.
Let's do what they do here. They haven't had much success on the offensive front of the ball. Their lone touchdown, like you said, coming off that pick 6 a couple drives ago. But I expect them to get something going here. You figure you can't hold them down for that much longer. And they had a good time running it down the field last drive before that fumble, so let's see what happens here.
Absolutely. Johnson's going to start this one under center. It is Dupree in the backfield. Going to be a play-action pass. And it's a good pass by Johnson across the field to number 12, Trey Peck. I knew we'd see him sooner or later. That is a first down. Peck had 118 yards last week and a touchdown. I was ready for them to get him involved. There he is with a big first down to get Millennium's offense rolling on this drive.
Nice little play action. He rolls back the other way to the right, and Peck comes across the left, and a nice gain.
The snap is fumbled with a flag down. Johnson was under center, just unable to clean that, pick up that ball cleanly.
I don't know what that flag's all about. I've
Really?
never seen one come out of the backfield or from the umpire.
Yeah, I mean, it was an immediate flag thrown. Maybe Huskies were lined up off sides, which would be a big break for Millennium. Nope, it's going to be an illegal shift to set Millennium back a little bit more. Penalties declined after that ball was initially fumbled anyways for a loss of 2. So we'll have 2nd and 12 now. Typically a passing down, but with this run-heavy Millennium offense, we could see them go back to Dupree in the run game. They are going to set up in shotgun. It's a trips wide receiver set on Johnson's left. Not anymore as Anderson motions out to the right. Little play action pass there. Johnson doesn't see anyone he likes, and he just throws it out into the middle of the field. Intercepted. That is Calvin Curtis. Out of bounds. I don't really know what Johnson saw there. I think he was trying to throw it away, and he didn't throw it out of bounds. He just threw it in the middle of the field. Curtis caught that ball easily. And that's going to set up Horizon pretty close to the red zone, maybe in the red zone.
And Johnson, like you said, I don't know what he saw there. I think he might have had maybe one of his receivers break free along the sideline, and as he was running, just a bit of an overthrow. It was well over his target, but right into the chest of Calvin Curtis, and he almost tightrope that sideline, but just outside the red zone now. Horizon looking to drive the knife deeper here.
That interception actually looked a lot like Jace Ashley's earlier, kind of rolling out, trying to throw it down the sideline, picked off by a safety. We're going to have a timeout now on Millennium, trying to get their defense set to hold Horizon out of the end zone here. I believe that's their second charge timeout.
I think the defense didn't like what they saw there, so he was trying to get the right personnel out there. I think trying to combat this dynamic Horizon offense that we've seen so much of all season long, and they're really trying to do whatever they can here to make sure they don't fall behind 3 scores, especially as we get near the halfway point of the second quarter and we get closer to halftime.
Most definitely. Gotta assume Horizon kind of sticks to these read option motion plays, using Ashley, Zamorano, and maybe Segura if he ends up out there on the field. It's been quite successful tonight. Don't see why they'd stay away from it here with a 15-point lead in Millennium territory. And there it is, a little double motion from their 2 tight ends. Ashley hurries up under center. Going to be a play action to Zamorano. He's got his tight end Cobb and just misses him. There was immediate pressure by the Millennium edge rusher. He might have had Cobb open for a pretty hefty gain, but Ashley was unable to get that ball to him. Incomplete pass, and it'll be 2nd and 10 from the 27-yard line.
That was Isaiah Salinas, the edge rusher for Millennium, coming off that right side of the defensive line and made Ashley throw it under pressure and force the incompletion.
Ashley's going to roll out to his left here on the 2nd and 10. He's got an open guy with a penalty. That was a gain of 7. Kind of dropped the ball out of bounds towards the end of the play as the ref threw a flag. That was Caden Cox.
Be a late hit, I think. I think they're going to try to get the defender for trying to do some kind of tackle late, and that's exactly what it is.
Yep, personal foul on Millennium. And that'll be a 1st down for the Huskies. They are officially in the red zone. That's a killer one for Millennium. Can't just keep handing them yards like that, especially with the way the offense has already been rolling.
He's going to set up a 3rd and short, and now a fresh set of downs here, and it's goal to go now. And so Horizon on the doorstep.
Seen 3 runs up the middle for touchdowns so far. They are going to run it up the middle to Zamorano. I think Millennium's defense has kind of learned their lesson. That was a gain of 1. They were ready on that play.
Yeah, Zamorano looked like a bit of a funky exchange there. I don't know if maybe the misdirection caught maybe Zamorano or Ashley off balance, but definitely a bit of a weird exchange there. Luckily to get some positive yardage out of it, but they have a couple more tries.
2nd and goal from the 9. They're going to hand it once again to Zamorano, and he's going to walk right in for another Husky score. That is his 2nd touchdown of the game. 27-6. They lead it now with the PAT coming up for Canyon Floyd.
What a rushing attack by this Horizon offense. I mean, Millennium's really had no answer, and even on this drive, we've seen the double motion a few times in the past couple drives, and it seems like every time that double motion comes out, the defense shifts, and it always leaves some kind of hole open for the running backs to run through.
Oh, a little trickery here. It looks like Huskies are going to go for 2. It's not going to be an extra point. It's going to be a direct snap and an easy 2-point conversion for the Huskies. That's Vincent Valentino. Took that ball. They lined up for the extra point. A little audible. Something was said, and they rushed up to the line. That was easy. 29-6. Huskies.
I think they definitely saw some bit of a lack of energy there from that special teams unit for the extra point. So Valentino, the holder, ended up having an empty backfield to himself and really just a jet draw, really, almost like a wildcat. But heck, if you can get an extra point out of it, that's a little play on words there, extra point on an extra point. But you'll definitely take it, and we saw it there, and we've seen it before, and see it again here tonight. Coach Litton, he's only do whatever it takes, and they can have a little fun doing it. Why not?
Why not? It's a good play called there by head coach Andy Litton. I assume he was the one in charge there. That wasn't just something the Horizon offense saw from when they were out there on the field. This kickoff will be a touchback, and Millennium will start this drive once again from their own 20-yard line. It's been a bit of a pattern here to them today.
I keep wondering to myself how different this game would be without that pick six, and really without that pick six, I should say. It would be a shutout. You know, we can't take that from the defense, but we thought that once that pick six happened, that it might have been a momentum swing, and it almost looked like it was. They forced the Horizon punt right after that. But ever since that fumble, it's been all Horizon yet again.
Yeah, that fumble was killer. That was really Millennium's big chance to get back into this one. That's going to go to Dupree. The first down play is a handoff for a gain of 2, 2nd and 8. They're going to hurry up as they should, down 3 scores in the first half. Johnson's going to hand it off once again to Dupree. He's got a ton of running room. He breaks free. He's out across the 50-yard line into Horizon territory, out at the 46. Huge play for Millennium in the crowd. It gets a little bit back into it. First down.
That's a nice play call there, and Dupree able to bust it out to the outside and get a really big gain out of it. But let's see what they do here.
And before the chains are even set, Millennium snaps this ball. It's a toss play to the right for Dupree. Brought down for a loss of 1. Horizon defense was all over that one. 2nd and 11 now.
They're ready for the toss play there. That's 3 straight plays to Dupree, and I think Horizon realized that he's been really the workhorse for most of this offense. So it's good for them to get back there and stop him.
Dupree checks out for this one. Oh, no, he doesn't. That was actually him on the handoff. Oh, no, that was Eric Rivera. Is that 7 or 2?
It is a 7.
Okay, Eric Rivera. Sorry for the confusion. 3rd and long now. Johnson rolls out to his right. He's going to go deep. Just a bit out of reach. The receiver was a step ahead of his defender. That would have taken a pretty impressive throw there by Johnson. Ultimately is an incomplete pass. 4th and 10. It's kind of a weird situation now, but it looks like Millennium is going to punt this ball and try to pin Horizon deep into their own territory.
That was almost a heck of a throw there from Titus Johnson, and it was dangerously close to a pass interference as well. That ball looked a little uncatchable, but almost a big play to get Millennium back in the game, and just came up a little too long there.
Down 3 scores. What do you think about this punt decision?
I mean, it's high school football. Anything can happen. I mean, we've seen teams score quickly all the time.
Solid return there for Horizon. Out to the 27-yard line. It was originally fielded right around the 10. Pretty good return there. And we'll get another look at Jace Ashley and Bodie Zamorano, I assume.
I will bring this up, too. We've seen a lot of the passing game the past few weeks, especially last week when they were down to Pinnacle. We even saw it a couple times when we were in Tucson, and even the first week. Haven't really had to rely on it this game. They've done a great job running the ball and using the option. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it, that's for sure. But let's see if they try to mix it up a bit or if they stay with what's working for them.
Typically, when they do try to pass the ball, they actually change up the quarterbacks and go to Zach Jones. First down snap is going to be a read option. Ashley chooses to keep it for about a gain of 8.5. We'll have second and short, 2nd and 1. Actually, that is a first down. That was a gain of 10. Just barely reached that ball across the first down marker. And Horizon is moving once again. Ashley's going to hand this one off to Zamorano for a gain of 4. 2nd and 6.
Back-to-back options. That time, Ashley with the decision to let his running back take it. First one was successful. That one not as successful, but positive yardage on first down is always good.
Second down snap. They're going to go to the pass. Ashley finds Zamorano to his right side for a first down. Good decision there by Ashley. It's going to take them to the 50-yard line. Huskies keep rolling in those chains, keep moving.
This offense has had no problem keeping the chains moving, like you said. They're doing a great job of mixing up their play calls and just getting the job done.
Zamorano lines up in the pistol. He's going to take this handoff to the 44-yard line of Millennium. We'll have 2nd and 4. That was a gain of 6.
We're going to see a lot of those plays as the game continues, especially with them being up by 3 scores. So it'll be interesting to see exactly who gets involved and what comes out of it.
Really close to a 12 men on the field there on the defense as Millennium made a late sub. But that is going to be a first down anyways for Horizon off another handoff.
Well, that's just the two-headed beast we've seen. We saw Zamorano get the carry. We see Segura get one there. And it looks like he's close to a first. Looks like they're talking about it. But either way, credit this Horizon offense for using both their running backs. We didn't see it a lot last week, mainly because they were down most of the game. But either way,
personal foul penalty against the Tigers.
A very late personal foul penalty there. Didn't even see the flag. But that's going to push Horizon another 15 yards down the field. That sets them at the 25-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 with 2.5 minutes remaining in this first half. It's been all Huskies so far. A couple motions here. No surprise. Going to be a bit of a delayed handoff there to Segura for no gain. We'll have 2nd and down. 2nd and 10. I apologize. That was Segura, not Zamorano. Both backs have been effective tonight. Sub 2 minutes now. Horizon remains in shotgun. The snap to Ashley. They're going to pass, and they're going to go deep. Intercepted. Did he get a foot in? He did. Intercepted by Millennium. Horizon looked shocked at that result. And just when you thought Horizon was going to officially pull away, Millennium gets a huge interception to bring their offense back on the field, trying to get a score before this half is over.
And credit the defender for sticking with it. I mean, not many times you see a ball going out of the end zone like that. You see the defender try to catch that ball and keep a foot in bounds, but that's exactly what he did. And he gives Millennium a chance, and that's 2 interceptions now we've seen from Jace Ashley. He's had 1 all year. And that was just last week. So we've seen him double that in just 1 week.
Huh. I want to believe that was Caden Brown on the interception. Plays both sides of the ball, cornerback and wide receiver. Titus Johnson is out there once again for Millennium's offense. They're going to start it out with a handoff for no gain. The Husky D-line is all over that one.
They've been all over that all game, too. I mean, the runs up the middle that aren't a designed misdirection or some kind of drop play. They've just been stuffing that line and creating no holes.
Johnson's going to toss this one out to his left. He's got Kenneth Quashie Anderson once again. He's made a couple plays now. That is first down for Millennium. And they're going to get to the 38-yard line, 1st and 10. Approaching 1 minute remaining. They got to get some points here before the half. Another good throw by Johnson for what seems to be a first down. It's going to be awfully close. They're going to mark him, give him just enough for the first down.
1st and 10.
They're going to go to the no huddle, which makes sense with the time winding down. Johnson throws it to the left, tries to get it to Quashie Anderson once again. It is incomplete. He was maybe open there. There is a flag. Could this be a holding on Millennium? What's it going to be?
Not too sure.
An illegal shift. It is accepted by Horizon. That'll put them 5 yards back, Millennium.
1st and 15.
First and 15. Johnson drops back to pass. He gets it to number 12, Trey Peck, his second reception of the day. That's a big play. He was able to get out of bounds to stop the clock. That is huge as Millennium tries to get back in this ball game. 41 seconds now. It'll be 2nd and 5. That's going to be a false start, and we'll drop it back to 2nd and 10. These penalties are killing their drive.
I've seen that a couple times, and let's go back to that play on first down that almost turned into a big gain. I know it was negated by the penalty, but credit Presley Jones there, who was one of the safeties, getting his hand in there late and forcing the incompletion. That play may not have counted, but that does wonders for you as a defender to break up a play like that and gives you confidence to keep doing that all game long.
Confidence is huge when you're playing defensive back. A big play like that can really boost it. It's going to be a screen attempt for Johnson. Tries to get it to Dupree. Almost intercepted by Jared Klopfenstein for Horizon. Just out of his reach. It's going to be a 3rd and long with 37 seconds to go.
Man, his eyes lit up so big when that ball came towards him. Just a bit of an overthrow. We've seen that a couple times from Johnson, especially when he's under pressure. And he would have gotten hit as he let that go, but that was almost another dangerous play. Big 3rd down here for this Horizon defense as they look to keep.
3rd and 10. They're going to blitz, Horizon is. And that's going to force Johnson to just throw it out of bounds. He was immediately pressured. Didn't even have a chance to really scan the field and find an open guy. That's going to make it 4th down. And Millennium's going to go back to the punting unit once again.
That's a smart decision. I know that you're at your own 49-yard line and you're thinking to yourself, well, what's the negativity of going for it and not getting it? Well, the way this Horizon offense has moved, you don't want to give them a chance to get a field goal before half because that would effectively put you down 4 scores. So just making the conservative decision, and I doubt Horizon's going to go out there and try to get points unless this return is something.
Almost blocked is that punt. Fielded cleanly by Valentino, who had the 2-point conversion earlier. Gains about 7 yards on the return out to the 26-yard line. 1st and 10 for the red-hot Huskies offense, but with 23 seconds to go, it's going to be hard for them to get points on the board here. But you never know with the way their offense has been rolling.
Personally, I think after that interception with Ashley, don't think you're going to see him go out and try to be as aggressive as he has been. I mean, they're already up 3 scores right before the half. I think they're just going to let this one drone out. At least that's what I think they should do. But it looks like there might just maybe run one play and see if Zamorano can break one off here.
Millennium will get the ball to open up the second half. So if Horizon were to make a pretty big mistake here and then Millennium gets the ball, could end up being a close one. Will Coach Litton go conservative or aggressive? We will see here. 1st and 10. It's going to be a draw play for Zamorano. He gains 6 to make it 2nd down. No timeout. Clock is winding down, and it looks like we're going to take this one into halftime. Horizon Huskies 29, Millennium Tigers 6. As we head into the half, it's been a fun one. And we'll take it to halftime.
I'm Jason Goldie for the Varsity Sports Show. Fall ball starts this week for community colleges around the valley. I recently met up with interim head coach Ty Gathen of the Scottsdale Community College baseball team to talk about the upcoming season. How does the team look this season?
Yeah, so on the offensive side, we are a little bit more mature. We have a good group of sophomores, some returners from last year. And then on the pitching side, it's a lot of new faces, so we're excited to get these guys going. And so far, it's been a really hard-working group. So we're excited to kind of see how much better we can get this fall, and then obviously when springtime comes, ready to compete there and have a quality team. I think with the group of guys we have, that we can push this thing as far as we can, as far as a conference championship goes. So that's the ultimate goal.
Your first fall ball game is this Friday against Phoenix College. What do you expect to see from the team?
Just a lot of hustle, honestly. That's the main goal is to right now just kind of see what type of people we have. The baseball, we're still early in the development portion of the fall. So really just trying to see what our character is, and it kind of goes back to those core values I talked about. Can we show some toughness out there? Can we show a team first mindset, some accountability, and then commitment level? But really just trying to work on the person right now and establish those core values.
Any last thoughts?
No, thank you for the time, and would love to have a good crowd out at these games, as these guys work very hard on the field and in the classroom as well. So when we start playing games, obviously the more people that are out to watch them, the better it is for the guys, and the better atmosphere they get to play on. So we're looking forward to having everyone out this fall and spring.
Thank you, Coach Gavin. Good luck this season.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And there you have it, straight from the coach's mouth. Again, community college fall ball starts this week. For the Varsity Sports Show, I'm Jason Goldie.
All right, everyone, it's time for our top plays from the NFL during Week 2, starting with Broncos and Commanders. Down to their last play, the Broncos need a miraculous Hail Mary touchdown. Russell Wilson airs it out. It's tapped a couple times and caught in the end zone. The miracle did happen, but the Broncos somehow don't convert the two-point conversion. Now we have Seahawks and Lions in Detroit. Geno Smith finding Tyler Lockett for the overtime game-winning touchdown. What a thrilling game once again between the Seahawks and the Lions. We move on to Ravens and Bengals. It's been a tough 2 weeks for the Bengals. The offense has been struggling. They're 0-2, but that doesn't stop Charlie Jones, the punt returner, from housing this all the way to the end zone to put the Bengals on the board in Week 2. What a return. The flag turn counted. Then we have the Jets and Cowboys. The Cowboys absolutely dominated the Jets, but how about the youngster, Garrett Wilson? Wilson to Wilson, Zach to Garrett. Garrett's going to be a star. He takes this all the way to the house for the touchdown. The 49ers look incredible. Christian McCaffrey looks incredible. Look at his burst. down the sideline. He had a big-time touchdown run last week in week 1, and once again in week 2, McCaffrey doing his thing. Then Patrick Mahomes in an ugly one in Jacksonville. The game-sealing throw to Sky Moore to take it all the way deep into Jacksonville territory. Didn't matter. They got the first down they needed, and they could kneel it from there. Then we have Buccaneers and Bears. It has not looked good for the Bears. Justin Fields throwing it to Shaq Barrett, who has the INT and pushed into the end zone for the pick 6. Great defensive play. Titans and Chargers. Ryan Tannehill, little play action, airing it out deep downfield. Chris Moore, the new Tennessee Titan, hauling this in, 49-yard grab. What a big-time throw and catch. And how about the Atlanta Falcons? 2-0, some trickery here. Desmond Ridder, right downfield, all the way downfield. He's got Mac Hollins. Great reception for the big guy. And back we go with the Ravens and Bengals. Now it's time for Lamar and the Ravens to do something on offense, airing it out deep in coverage. How about the rookie Zay Flowers? He looks absolutely incredible. The play was ruled dead, but he made some extra moves after that incredible catch as well, just for the heck of it. Back to Jags and Chiefs. Tough game for the Jags offensively, but not there. Calvin Ridley, an incredible tough catch in traffic. Quiet day for the Jags offense, not quiet there. Brian Robinson spin moves for the Commanders, helping to lead a late second half comeback. Great move, great rush right there. Rookie to rookie here, Texans and Colts. CJ Stroud, the rookie, to Tank Dell, the rookie, his first career touchdown in the NFL. What a week.
Hello everyone, this is Kyle Cooper with Varsity Sports. Today we go to the NFL and take a deep dive. Greg Dortch, if you haven't heard of him, is a wide receiver on the Arizona Cardinals. Dortch has yet to play this season and leaves all his talent on the sidelines. The Cardinals are now 0-2 this season after losing a heartbreaking game to the Giants 31-28 this last Sunday. Quarterback Joshua Dobbs threw for 228 yards, 1 touchdown, and he ran for a touchdown as well. James Conner ran for 106 yards and scored a touchdown, while Zach Ertz led all receivers with 6 receptions for 56 yards. Where was Marquise Brown? Where was Rondale Moore? And where was Greg Dortch? They could have used his playmaking ability in the second half, as they only scored 1 touchdown after a great offensive first half. Last season, we saw a glimpse of the talent from Dortch as he had a standout performance, 9 receptions for 103 receiving yards against the best defense in the NFL, the San Francisco 49ers. He also recorded a 125-yard game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He finished that season with 52 receptions for 467 yards and 2 touchdowns. Not only was Dortch a force last season, but he also played really well in college. For Wake Forest, he had 1,800 receiving yards and 17 touchdowns in his 2 years with the team. He also was named an All-American as a return specialist after he scored 2 punt return touchdowns. He is an excellent receiver with speed and catching ability, but also excels in the return game. He reminds me of NFL legend Darren Sproles. Now the two played different positions, Sproles playing mostly running back and then Dortch playing wide receiver, but both of them had kick returning games that are worth noting. Sproles played a number of roles for the San Diego Chargers, New Orleans Saints, and Philadelphia Eagles. He holds the NFL record for the most all-purpose yards in a single season in 2011 with 2,696 yards. He has the most career kickoff return yards for the Chargers at 6,469 and most career punt return touchdowns with the Eagles at 4. Being only 5'7", he had the most receiving touchdowns at that height with 32. He was an electric player and sparked the offenses he played for. Drew Brees once said this about Darren Sproles: "You only see a Darren Sproles type player come around once in your career." Dortch, also like Sproles, is also 5'7" and hungry for playing time. With receivers Rondale Moore and Marquise Brown taking the snaps, it is difficult to fit in Greg Dortch. But for him, Arizona is home, as he's been quoted saying, "I love Arizona and I feel that it is the reason my career jump-started." Quarterback Kyler Murray is out until at least week 5, and the offense is dependent on Josh Dobbs, James Conner, and the rest of the crew. With one of the top defenses in the league coming into town this Sunday, they will need more options to put points on the board. The Dallas Cowboys, 2-0, are facing the Arizona Cardinals, 0-2, this Sunday at 1:25 p.m. local time. Dortch can be that playmaking option that the Cardinals are looking for. He can take handoffs, screens, and get open for big plays as he has proved last season. He is also an elite returner, but beating out the other receivers will be tough as they have also proven themselves throughout the years. Greg Dortch, like many other players in the NFL, is trying to make a name for himself, and he really isn't getting any playing time at all with the Cardinals. With the new head coach, Jonathan Gannon, running some new offensive plays, you would think that they would involve such an elite playmaker in this offense. I really do think Greg Dortch has the talent, maybe not as high as Darren Sproles, but he does possess the talent to be a great player in the NFL. It is much tougher to do punt returns as it was when Darren Sproles was playing. It was a lot more common to see those types of returns. Sproles was taking it to the house many times per season. But if Kyler Murray does come back, and now he's saying he will be back sooner than expected, so if he does come back, that should mean more playing time for Greg Dortch. So I think I speak for many fans that are local here and know Greg Dortch. We want to see him on the field. He needs more playing time, and he will make a difference in the game. This will all remain to be seen as the season unfolds. Thank you guys for tuning in, and once again, I am Kyle Cooper with Varsity Sports. Also, make sure you tune in to Varsity Live, the pregame and postgame show that we do here at Varsity Sports. We talk to all our analysts and players of the week on that show, so you definitely want to tune in and get the previews and the postgame recaps. And that has been your week's deep dive. Hope you guys enjoy the second half of these games.
In 2019, the JV Sports Show podcast began with the idea of spotlighting young people in our community. In time, that podcast evolved into radio, television, and live stream, and through that evolution, new ideas have enhanced delivery, giving a stage to students both in front of and behind the microphone in Arizona and beyond. Thank you for supporting the Varsity Sports Show, now the Varsity Media Foundation, a 501c3 educational organization.
All right, everyone, it's time for our top plays from the NFL during Week 2, starting with Broncos and Commanders. Down to their last play, the Broncos need a miraculous Hail Mary touchdown. Russell Wilson airs it out. It's tapped a couple times and caught in the end zone. The miracle did happen, but the Broncos somehow don't convert the two-point conversion. Now we have Seahawks and Lions in Detroit. Geno Smith finding Tyler Lockett for the overtime game-winning touchdown. What a thrilling game once again between the Seahawks and the Lions. We move on to Ravens and Bengals. It's been a tough 2 weeks for the Bengals. The offense has been struggling. They're 0-2, but that doesn't stop Charlie Jones, the punt returner, from housing this all the way to the end zone to put the Bengals on the board in Week 2. What a return. The flag was against the Ravens, so the return counted. Then we have the Jets and Cowboys. The Cowboys absolutely dominated the Jets, but how about the youngster, Garrett Wilson? Wilson to Wilson, Zach to Garrett. Garrett's going to be a star. He takes this all the way to the house for the touchdown. The 49ers look incredible. Christian McCaffrey looks incredible. Look at his burst down the sideline. He had a big-time touchdown run last week in Week 1, and once again in Week 2, McCaffrey doing his thing. Then Patrick Mahomes in an ugly one in Jacksonville. The game-sealing throw to Sky Moore to take it all the way deep into Jacksonville territory. Didn't matter. They got the first down they needed, and they could kneel it from there. Then we have Buccaneers and Bears. It has not looked good for the Bears. Justin Fields throwing it to Shaq Barrett, who has the INT and pushed into the end zone for the pick six. Great defensive play. Titans and Chargers. Ryan Tannehill, little play action, airing it out deep downfield. Chris Moore, the new Tennessee Titan, hauling this in, 49-yard grab. What a big-time throw and catch. And how about the Atlanta Falcons? 2-0, some trickery here. Desmond Ridder, right downfield, all the way downfield. He's got Mac Hollins. Great reception for the big guy. And back we go with the Ravens and Bengals. Now it's time for Lamar and the Ravens to do something on offense, airing it out. deep in coverage. How about the rookie Zay Flowers? He looks absolutely incredible. The play was ruled dead, but he made some extra moves after that incredible catch as well, just for the heck of it. Back to Jags and Chiefs. Tough game for the Jags offensively, but not there. Calvin Ridley, an incredible tough catch in traffic. Quiet day for the Jags offense, not quiet there. Brian Robinson spin moves for the Commanders, helping to lead a late second half comeback. Great move, great rush right there. Rookie to rookie here, Texans and Colts. CJ Stroud, the rookie, to Tank Dell, the rookie, his first career touchdown in the NFL. What a week.
Hello everyone, this is Kyle Cooper with Varsity Sports. Today we go to the NFL and take a deep dive. Greg Dortch, if you haven't heard of him, is a wide receiver on the Arizona Cardinals. Dortch has yet to play this season and leaves all his talent on the sidelines. The Cardinals are now 0-2 this season after losing a heartbreaking game to the Giants 31-28 this last Sunday. Quarterback Joshua Dobbs threw for 228 yards, 1 touchdown, and he ran for a touchdown as well. James Conner ran for 106 yards and scored a touchdown, while Zach Ertz led all receivers with 6 receptions for 56 yards. Where was Marquise Brown? Where was Rondale Moore? And where was Greg Dortch? They could have used his playmaking ability in the second half, as they only scored 1 touchdown after a great offensive first half. Last season, we saw a glimpse of the talent from Dortch as he had a standout performance, 9 receptions for 103 receiving yards against the best defense in the NFL, the San Francisco 49ers. He also recorded a 125-yard game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He finished that season with 52 receptions for 467 yards and 2 touchdowns. Not only was Dortch a force last season, but he also played really well in college. For Wake Forest, he had 1,800 receiving yards and 17 touchdowns in his 2 years with the team. He also was named an All-American as a return specialist after he scored 2 punt return touchdowns. He is an excellent receiver with speed and catching ability, but also excels in the return game. He reminds me of NFL legend Darren Sproles. Now the two played different positions, Sproles playing mostly running back and then Dortch playing wide receiver, but both of them had kick returning games that are worth noting. Sproles played a number of roles for the San Diego Chargers, New Orleans Saints, and Philadelphia Eagles. He holds the NFL record for the most all-purpose yards in a single season in 2011 with 2,696 yards. He has the most career kickoff return yards for the Chargers at 6,469 and most career punt return touchdowns with the Eagles at 4. Being only 5'7", he had the most receiving touchdowns at that height with 32. He was an electric player and sparked the offenses he played for. Drew Brees once said this about Darren Sproles: "You only see a Darren Sproles type player come around once in your career." Dortch, also like Sproles, is also 5'7" and hungry for playing time. With receivers Rondale Moore and Marquise Brown taking the snaps, it is difficult to fit in Greg Dortch. But for him, Arizona is home, as he's been quoted saying, "I love Arizona and I feel that it is the reason my career jump-started." Quarterback Kyler Murray is out until at least week 5, and the offense is dependent on Josh Dobbs, James Conner, and the rest of the crew. With one of the top defenses in the league coming into town this Sunday, they will need more options to put points on the board. The Dallas Cowboys, 2-0, are facing the Arizona Cardinals, 0-2, this Sunday at 1:25 p.m. local time. Dortch can be that playmaking option that the Cardinals are looking for. He can take handoffs, screens, and get open for big plays, as he has proved last season. He is also an elite returner, but beating out the other receivers will be tough, as they have also proven themselves throughout the years. Greg Dortch, like many other players in the NFL, is trying to make a name for himself, and he really isn't getting any playing time at all with the Cardinals. With the new head coach, Jonathan Gannon, running some new offensive plays, you would think that they would involve such an elite playmaker in this offense. I really do think Greg Dortch has the talent, maybe not as high as Darren Sproles, but he does possess the talent to be a great player in the NFL. It is much tougher to do punt returns as it was when Darren Sproles was playing. It was a lot more common to see those types of returns. Sproles was taking it to the house many times per season. But if Kyler Murray does come back, and now he's saying he will be back sooner than expected, so if he does come back, that should mean more playing time for Greg Dortch. So I think I speak for many fans that are local here and know Greg Dortch. We want to see him on the field. He needs more playing time, and he will make a difference in the game. This will all remain to be seen as the season unfolds. Thank you guys for tuning in, and once again, I am Kyle Cooper with Varsity Sports. Also, make sure you tune in to Varsity Live, the pregame and postgame show that we do here at Varsity Sports. We talk to all our analysts and players of the week on that show, so you definitely want to tune in and get the previews and the postgame recaps. And that has been your week's deep dive. Hope you guys enjoy the second half of these games.
In 2019, the JV Sports Show podcast began with the idea of spotlighting young people in our community. In time, that podcast evolved into radio, television, and live stream, and through that evolution, new ideas have enhanced delivery, giving a stage to students both in front of and behind the microphone in Arizona and beyond. Thank you for supporting the Varsity Sports Show, now the Varsity Media Foundation, a 501c3 educational organization.
And we are back here in Goodyear. It's been a fun one here tonight. The Horizon Huskies are leading 29-6 over the Millennium Tigers. Seen some trickery, some funky plays, but ultimately the Horizon run game has been too much for Millennium's defense to stop, and the Millennium offense has had a real hard time getting it rolling.
Play 2 halves for a reason. Let's see what happens here.
And the opening kickoff of the second half will be a touchback, another one. And Millennium will be starting at their own 20-yard line once again. And it will be the quarterback, Titus Johnson, returning to the field. He's had a bit of a rough game tonight.
Yeah, rough game, but against the defense that's been tough all year, you can't really fault him. He's tried to make plays happen, and just nothing really opening up for him. And they've had a couple drives that went pretty deep down the field, but a couple turnovers, one on downs and one on the ground, really killed them.
First snap of the second half is going to be a handoff for a loss of 1. Seen it all night, but that front 7 of the Huskies has been all over their runs up the middle for the Tigers.
I'm kind of surprised. I know we've been talking a lot about Jalen Dupree all game, but going back now, I'm surprised that Tajon Flair hasn't been more of a role. He's gotten more yardage throughout the whole season. He's got more touchdowns. It looks like he was a lead back, and we have hardly seen him this game.
Yeah, I was wondering that myself. I was really excited to come see him play tonight. Hasn't seen the field too much. It's been all Dupree for Millennium. This is going to be a big play there for Millennium. I was a little bit fooled there. I thought it was a play action, but that's about a 25-yard run for the Tigers. That is Kenneth Quanchi Anderson, the wide receiver. My mistake. That was Darius Collier. So it was a running back. It wasn't the man we've seen all night, Dupree, and it wasn't Player, who you just mentioned, but it was Collier who had a big play there. And once again, the Huskies bring down the back in the backfield for a loss of 2. Seen it all night.
That time they went to the third different recipient of the ball there. That was Eric Rivera, who got stopped in the backfield. But it seems like every time the Tigers try to run a play here, it's almost like that defensive line just crashes instantly and creates pressure and forces negative yardage.
Looks like Dupree is out there once again. He returns to the field. He's really been most of their offense here tonight. Play action pass there, and he is brought down, Johnson is, by the Huskies. Didn't even have time to find a receiver. That is Anthony Segura, who's had a few different run plays. He has a touchdown here tonight and a big sack there on second down. It's going to be third and long for the Tigers.
Yeah, Segura, one of the two-way players on this team. He plays linebacker, he plays running back. He's a big body. Goes out there and makes tackles and puts hits on defenders. And we saw there, he disrupted the backfield, and Johnson had nowhere to go, and he takes the sack.
3rd and 17. Gonna have a toss play and some trickery. It's a reverse. It gets lateraled by the original recipient of the toss. It is now Gavin Shrim with the ball. He gains about 8 yards there to bring it to 4th and 9. Not enough for Millennium first down. And it looks like Coach Early thought he might bring out the punting unit, but now there's a flag on the field. Is Millennium going to be gifted a first down here? Seen a lot of the penalties be on them tonight. It is a first down. Unsportsmanlike conduct on the Huskies. You can't do that. 15 free yards for the Tigers, and they are now in Horizon territory with a first down.
Not sure what the call was on. I saw the flag come out, and I wasn't sure what it was. And it looks like they're going to get one of the defensive players maybe getting a little too excited, saying too many words down there, and Looks like the umpire heard it and threw the flag, and that's a big backbreaker. It was going to force a 4th and long and get a fresh set of downs to this Tiger offense.
Coach Early was going to have to make a decision between punt or going for it, and now he doesn't with that unsportsmanlike. And it's going to be a sack here on first down for the Huskies. It's a combination. I see Carson Cobb involved there. It's a loss of 3.
Yeah, Carson Cobb, he's been all over the backfield. He's one of the team's leading tacklers, and he puts himself in almost every single defensive play, and we saw it there. Busted through and wrapped up Johnson for a loss, and another sack for him.
2nd and 12. They're going to go back to the handoff. I believe that is Dupree. Once again, it is for a gain of 5. It's going to be 3rd and 8 for the Tigers.
Dupree tried to bounce that one to the outside. First line of defense made a stand. Dupree was able to make a move and turn into more yardage, but unfortunately for him, had nowhere else to go, and he was wrapped up from behind.
Again, 50-50 raffle tickets. Get them out.
3rd and 8. Could see Johnson try to make a pass here. It's been all running so far. They're going to give it to the fullback. It wasn't Dupree. He's brought down at the line of scrimmage with another late flag. That was actually Darius Collier once again with the carry. Face mask on the defense, and that'll be another first down for Millennium. Twice now on 3rd down, the Huskies hand them 15 yards.
Yeah, that one, I'm not sure what happened on that one either. Might have been one of the tacklers. I know Carson Cobb was the first guy there. You know, no surprise there, but I'm not sure if the second defender, not too sure who it was, got a hold of the face mask. Even just if you stick your fingers in there, they're going to call it. And just an unfortunate case there, and now they're in the red zone.
1st and 10 at the 19-yard line for the Tigers. Going to stay with the handoff. It's going to be a 2-yard gain. That'll make it 2nd and 8. That was Dupree once again.
And once again, they go back to the run game on first down. And again, that defensive line is just swarming up those holes and making sure that these running backs and these carriers don't go anywhere. That's maybe 3 or 4 times now we've seen that on this drive, and they're going to have to try bouncing it to the outside more or going to the air.
2nd and 8 now with 7 minutes remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Going to be a fake little bubble screen to the right, and Johnson's just going to carry it up the middle for a gain of 5. I like that play.
It's been a very interesting play. Usually you see the quarterback drop back about 3 or 4 yards and then pump fake before running up the middle, almost like a draw play. That time he took it straight from the center, and then he ran up the middle. And that was a little close to the line of scrimmage for me. That shocked me more than probably you, but heck of a play there, and Johnson turned it into a very positive gain, and now they have 3rd and short.
Yeah, not a conventional play there by Millennial, but it works. Johnson hands this one to Dupree. It's going to be a first down, and they're now inside the 10 to the 5-yard line. 1st and goal for the first time today, right?
I believe so. And, you know, this offense, they've had their struggles all game, and a couple turnovers, like I said, have been their downfall. But they've been aided by a couple gift penalties from this Horizon defense, and let's see if they can take advantage and get themselves back into the game here.
1st and 5. They continue with 2 men in the backfield. Going to be a play action. Johnson hits Collier, rolling out to his right. It is a completed pass for a gain of 2. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 3 now.
2nd down now for the Tigers.
Quick snap. Quarterback sneak. Touchdown. Millennial. First touchdown for the offense tonight. That gets the crowd a little bit riled up as the fireworks come on here in Goodyear.
And the quarterback sneak, we said it before, we're surprised we don't see it used more often. And with 1 yard left to go on that 2nd and goal, you just punch it in with your big quarterback, 6'3", like you said, and just punch it right in. And just like that, Millennium's back in the game.
Last extra point had a bad snap and wasn't converted. This one, perfect. 29-13. Huskies.
And that drive, I'm going to keep talking about it. If it ends up being some kind of turning point or some kind of momentum swing, you're going to go back and look at those 2 defensive penalties. You had the unsportsmanlike conduct after that big third down play, and then you had the face mask again on another big third down stop. And, I mean, unless the Millennium offense can do the same thing next drive without the 8 of penalties, I mean, it's interesting to see what they're going to do next time. But you really got to credit the penalties for that drive for the most part, because they were stopped twice on third down.
Yeah, and like you said, if Millennium does somehow come back and make this a game and maybe pull out a win, ooh, Coach Litton is not going to be happy about those 2 third down penalties. That is for sure.
I think regardless of the outcome, no coach wants to see a touchdown come to fruition off of penalties, because penalties, especially ones that are avoidable, especially the unsportsmanlike conduct, you don't want to see your players get too boastful and get too full of themselves. So I'm sure he won't be happy about that regardless, but and that drive was absolutely crucial for the Tigers, and they got it.
That kickoff is fielded at the 1-yard line by Valentino. He takes it out to the 21-yard line. Actually, it'll be right at the 20-yard line. Same result as if it was a touchback.
So Millennium, they got the ball to start the second half, and they took actually a majority of that third quarter clock. We're under halfway through now, but they did what they needed to do. They ran the ball very well, and yeah, they got helped by a couple penalties, but they still punched it in just like they were supposed to. And now Horizon comes out for the first time, and let's see how they respond to it if they keep their game on the ground here.
Feels like a while since we've seen Jace Ashley. Great run by Zamorano there. He dragged his defender the whole way to gain 25 yards and take it to the 45-yard line. I mean, I think the Tiger defender was on him that whole time. Zamorano just kept going. 1st and 10. They're going to go back to Zamorano on a handoff. Kind of the same play. He goes right up the middle, and he's just dragging defenders. One Tiger had a hold of his shirt, but that didn't stop Zamorano from keep moving. It's another first down, and they're at the 40-yard line.
And credit the jersey grab there. That saved the touchdown.
Why not give it right back to Zamorano for a gain of 9? We'll have 2nd and short. He seems to be unstoppable coming out of halftime.
Let's go back to that first play, too. You saw him drag that defender a good 10 yards, and he almost decided to make a pitch, or rather a handoff to Adam Wagner, the wide receiver, who was right there with him. Almost a game-breaking play.
Wow, I didn't even notice that. Ashley looks to pass on this one, and that is batted down by the defensive lineman for the Tigers. That's Mikhail Perry, the 6'5 senior, 310 pounds. Makes his presence known on that one.
I will say that one, if it wasn't deflected, that might have been an easy 6. Had Valentino up the seam wide open.
3rd and short. They're going to give it to Zamorano. No surprise. And another untouched touchdown for the Huskies. Just a wide open hole created by that offensive line for the score. Zamorano, another one. 35 points now for the Huskies. 3rd of the day for Bodie Zamorano. I mean, we've kind of seen this from him all year long now. He is elusive and at times unstoppable out there.
He really was the player of that drive. And Horizon, I did say that, see if they go back to the ground game, and they did exactly that. I don't think they had really any designed pass plays besides that one that was batted down, where it would have been a touchdown as well. But, man, Zamorano had 4 big chunk plays there. One, I think he had maybe 3 that could have been a touchdown. He had the one where he almost handed it off to his receiver. He had the one where he was dragged down by his jersey. And then that one, no one was stopping him.
Yeah, you said you might have had 3 different touchdown opportunities on that drive. I saw the same thing. There was so many open holes created by that Huskies offensive line for him. And he's just so strong that even if a Tiger gets a hand on him, he can just keep on running, dragging them across the field. Really impressive drive there from Bodie Zamorano.
And then that was a big answer from Horizon, too. After a defensive drive where your defense gives up penalties that result in the other team scoring, and as an offense, you're thinking to yourself, what are we going to do? We don't want to give them another opportunity, especially with the momentum that they had, and they essentially just took it right back from them. Any kind of momentum that Millennium just had was just taken from them by that drive, and that was all credit to Bodie Zamorano on that one. He single-handedly stole the momentum from the Tigers.
And that's really a great job by the Huskies offense, picking up their defense after those two really unfortunate third down penalties that led to the Tigers score.
And let's see what the Tigers do here. I mean, regardless of if you get aided by penalties this time or not, you definitely want to go down there and get another score. Horizon has shown that they can score quickly, but Millennium, that's not the case. They took almost 7 minutes off the clock on their first drive, and they're going to need to score a lot quicker, almost as quick as Horizon has all game long if they want any chance of getting back in this game. They're once again down 3 scores, and they're going to need to absolutely turn it up a notch if they have any hope of a comeback.
You're certainly right about that. Looks like Dupree is out there once again. No Tejon player. That first down play is going to be a gain of 5. Was that a direct snap? Did I miss the handoff? It was very quick.
I think it was a fullback handoff. I think
Fullback.
He turned right towards Collier there and handed it off to him. And bit of a quick decision there. I mean, I can see why he thought it was a direct snap, but no, that was just a straight handoff right to the chest of Collier, who's right next to Johnson there.
2nd and 5 now.
Flags will fly before the play on this one.
False start on the Tigers. I'm sorry, it was 1st and 10. Now we're going to have 1st and 15.
Still doing first.
One of the offensive linemen got a little excited down there, and this defensive line has caused a lot of pressure, and especially when your defense, or actually, when I should say was when Horizon's defense is being as dominant as they are right now, you want to get any sort of advantage, and the O-line got a little too excited there in preparation.
This one's going to go to Dupree. Flag on the play usually means holding. Regardless, it was a run for maybe a gain of 1. But it won't matter. That is a holding. Declined by Coach Litton of the Huskies.
Well, they've had trouble moving the ball, so I don't see the issue there with declining that penalty, so
can't argue with making it 3rd and long, right?
they definitely can. Definitely going to take the hand there and don't give them an extra down regardless of the yardage. Force them to play their own hand here.
2nd and long. Johnson drops back to pass. That Huskies defensive line gets pressured on him early, and he's forced to escape the pocket and just throw that out of bounds. And it'll now be 3rd and long.
Yeah, Johnson designed rollout to the left. None of his receivers really went with him. It almost looked like that was a botched screenplay. Maybe just a missed blocking assignment led to that pressure, but Johnson had no time to think, and all he can do was smartly throw it away and give his team another chance without losing any yardage.
Just under 3 minutes here in the 3rd quarter. Horizon leading this one 36-13. It is 3rd and 15. Johnson drops back to pass. Escapes a couple defenders. Good pass there, and it is caught just short of the first down marker. Great play by Johnson to even get it there. I believe that was Trey Peck. And they're going to go here on 4th and short. Quick snap. It's going to be a design QB run, a sneak play. Johnson will get enough to move those chains. I think they caught the Horizon defense a little bit lackluster there. They weren't quite ready for that 4th down.
And kind of hurried him up a bit. And we haven't really seen too many traditional quarterback sneaks, but that's a high school quarterback sneak if I've ever seen one.
Another quick snap. It's going to go to Dupree off the handoff. Horizon is there once again to make the stop for a gain of 1. We'll have 2nd and 9 at the 43-yard line of Millennium. Johnson tries to get it to his right side to Dupree. Doesn't look like Dupree was really ready for the ball to get to him. That pressure from the Huskies defense kind of threw that play out of sorts.
And once again, we've talked about this name quite a lot over the course of the season. Carson Cobb, he's making himself known out there. Read that play like a book and went out there to cover Dupree, and Johnson had extra pressure in his face, and we've seen it before. When he gets pressure, he tends to overthrow the ball a little bit and kind of panics, and we saw it again there.
Yes, we did. 1:41 now. Johnson going to drop back to pass again on this 3rd down, and he's got his man. That is Quashi Anderson. He's made a couple plays today for a Tiger 1st down.
Yeah, that's a good roll. Nice design pass play there. Not a rollout this time. We're used to seeing the rollout for both these offenses. But a good job there to stay in the pocket and find the open man. And Quashi Anderson has been his guy all night long when they do pass the ball. And we saw it again there, and picked up another 1st down for this Tiger offense. And they're showing that they can move the ball in this 2nd half, even when they're down as much as they are. And they have a lot of fight left in them.
They're going to slow things down for the first time this drive and huddle up before this 1st and 10. They are now in Husky territory. It's a poor snap. Johnson is forced to just fall on it for a loss of 5. It's not a great setback for the Tigers.
That's a big backbreaker there. Your offense is moving the ball fairly well, and yeah, they've dealt with a couple negative plays on this drive, but that one's huge to have a fumble where absolutely nothing happens, and then you lose more than a yard or 2. You get 5 yards back, essentially like a penalty, really. And now you're set back a bit, and it's really going to kill some momentum.
A penalty with a loss of downs. He gains a few yards to make it 3rd and long once again. Can the Tigers pick this one up? That is the end of the 3rd quarter here in Goodyear. Going into the 4th, we're going to go to commercial.
Hey guys, Vince here to talk about Angel Dentistry. It's where my wife and I have gone for over 10 years, and we trust them with our routine and extensive dental care because they care. Dr. Amber Angel is an Arizona native, born in the town of Miami, and has been practicing in the Valley over 20 years. For general to comprehensive dental services, call 602-788-2008. Located off of Cave Creek Road just north of the 101 in North Phoenix. Angel Dentistry, proud supporters of our young people and proud partners of the Varsity Sports Show.
And we are back once again with the start of the 4th quarter. Ball is placed right at the 50-yard line. We have a 3rd and 16 for the Tigers. They've picked up a few 3rd downs on this drive so far. But the Huskies defense is in the backfield once again for a big 3rd down sack. Johnson is taken down, and that's going to force the punting unit out onto the field for the Tigers.
Yeah, that's a little too long of a 4th down to handle. Even when you're down 3 scores, Horizon is shown to be very quick with the ball. Obviously not the case now with it being the 4th quarter, and they're just going to run some clock. And basically try to ice this game. And effectively here, if Horizon were to score a touchdown here, that would be all but the finishing blow. Down 4 scores with likely under 9 minutes to play. Pretty insurmountable.
Short punt. They're going to let it bounce. The ball hit a Horizon player, forced the punt returner to fall onto the ball to avoid a fumble. And that actually turns into a pretty good punt for the Tigers, pins them inside the 5.
Yeah, one of the wingers on that punt team, he was blocking one of the guys down there, and he ended up bumping it with the back of his ankle unknowingly. And usually the returner, Valentino, there needs to yell to kind of direct traffic, really. And obviously sometimes you can't really hear those helmets on. Luckily for Horizon, it went right back into their possession, and Valentino was watching that ball the whole time. But now they're backed up here, and Millennium desperately needs some kind of stop or turnover, especially when Horizon's this deep in their own territory.
You're right about that one. Ashley's going to hand this ball off to the man himself, Bodie Zamorano, star of this game so far. It's a gain of 3. Second and 6. That was a gain of 4. It's going to be another handoff to Zamorano. He gains
2 yards.
Gains 2.
Looking at 3rd and 3.
We'll have a 3rd and 3. This could be a big stop here for Millennial. Horizon's going to go quick here, up 3 scores. It's unusual. It's going to be another handoff to Zamorano, and they just can't bring him down. Escapes the first 2 Tiger defenders. Finally goes down after he already gets the first down. Really tough there for Millennium. Thought they were going to get a big 3rd down stop, but Zamorano just wasn't going to let that happen.
And he's been very slippery here today, and now he's a little banged up there after taking some hits, and that'll force Horizon to take a timeout. But let's go back to, I mean, we've seen it all night now. We've seen it 3 straight plays here. We knew that they were going to run the ball up this big. Zamorano 3 times, especially that last run, able to take the first contact and break it for extra yardage. And especially that last play, it looked like he was dead to rights, going to be back to the line of scrimmage. And that last tackle that he broke.
Just got hit helmet to helmet and some big check
Put him.
And right on cue, talking about Zamorano, he actually was just hit with a helmet-to-helmet on that play. He's going to be checked for a concussion on the Horizon sideline, of course. But we mentioned him earlier. You can expect Segura to now be in the mix, who's been pretty effective himself. He has a touchdown tonight. Also had a touchdown last week. Still an unfortunate injury there for Horizon.
Yeah, Zamorano still played a heck of a game. Even if that were his last snap, we all know what he's done tonight and what he means to this Horizon offense. Hat off to him.
1st and 10 at the 16. Right as the snap is made, we've got whistles and a flag. That's actually going to be on the defense. I was assuming it was some sort of motion penalty. But we're going to move the ball up 5 yards. Still 1st down for Horizon at the 21.
Like they had too many guys on defense. They weren't sure who needed to come out and who needed to come in. And I think they still have 12 out there. Now they get someone off, but just didn't have the right personnel up there.
The 1st and 5 is a handoff to Segura. Ooh, he had a hole. The last line of defense for the Tigers brings him down. If they didn't, Segura was going to go all the way for another Huskies score. The way it stands, though, it's a 1st down, and Horizon is going to keep moving.
It looks like Segura got a little banged up, too. He waved to the sideline, and with Zamorano being checked for a concussion, that'll bring Jared Klopfenstein into the mix. That's their 3rd-string running back.
They are going to hand it to Klopfenstein.
First down carry gets back to the original line of scrimmage.
No gain on the play. We'll have 2nd and 10.
And this offense, expect them to just keep milking this clock here, and they're just going to keep handing it off and forcing this Millennium defense to do something they haven't really been able to do all night, and that's stop the ball carrier. With the 2 lead backs out now, it's interesting to see if they can wrap up Kloppenstein if they haven't been able to do Segura or Zamorano.
Play action here, but Ashley is going to try to get it to Cobb in the flats. Throws that one just a bit high, out of reach for Cobb. And now we're going to have 3rd and 10 with the clock stopped.
Yeah, it's a design rollout. One of the defensive linemen down there, it looks like the edge rusher, outside linebacker, was right in Ashley's face. And obviously you don't want to lead to a tip drill interception. Had to float that one over his hands, but fortunately for him, the hands in his face caused an overthrow as well.
And this is good news. Zamorano is back out there onto the field. Most likely means no concussion, I'd hope. Ashley throws down the left sideline. It is caught, reeled in by Jordan Partridge for the first down. Just when you thought that Tigers defense could make a big stop, Ashley nails his receiver in the chest for a first down. Quick tempo here. Read option to Zamorano. At the last second, Ashley decides to keep it. Maybe the wrong move because he is brought down for a loss of 2. We'll have 2nd and 12.
Now going back to that 3rd down pass play, Ashley, bit of a high throw, but Jordan Partridge with a D1-esque catch, able to leap as high as he could for it and keep that 1 foot in bounds at the line and reach for it the sideline at the last second. That was a heck of a catch there by Partridge.
8 minutes to go now, 2nd down. This time Ashley is going to hand it to Zamorano. He gets to the 50-yard line. It's a gain of 4. We'll have 3rd and 8.
And time slowly winding down here, and Horizon trying to bleed as much clock as they possibly can. Another big 3rd down here, and if Millennium wants the ball back, they got to make a stop here.
3rd down, play action pass. Ashley rolls out to his left. Tries to get it to Jordan Partridge, crossing over the middle of the field, but it is deflected by a Tiger defender for an incomplete pass, and now we have 4th and 8. And the offense is going to stay out on the field.
Now that pass play, this defensive line has been very good with keeping their hands up and forcing some tip balls, and we've seen it time and time again. And that time he had Partridge, like you said, but last second deflection forces the incompletion, and now they're going to bring the punt team out.
Yeah, after some debate, Ashley was standing out there for a while. But at the last moment, they do bring out the punting unit. Here is the punt. It's a good punt. It is muffed by the Tigers returner, picked up by the Horizon Huskies in the end zone. I think he's down at the 1-yard line. Yes, it will be Horizon ball at the 1-yard line. Really, really unfortunate mistake there for Millennium. And that's going to bring out that Horizon offense right back on the field. Could Zamorano get his 4th?
We'll see what they do here. I mean, obviously we don't have access to any kind of replay system. I'm not too sure that it was touched by the returner. Might have slipped through his fingertips. I mean, heck, we're kind of up here in the bleachers. We can't really see, but I mean, everybody was kind of looking around the Horizon sideline, thought it was a touchdown. And on that kind of play, if it's muffed, it's wherever the ball is touched by the Horizon or by the opposing team. So that's why it wasn't a touchdown. We saw the bunch of people wondering why it wasn't.
Good explanation there. Horizon will start at the 2. It's a handoff for Zamorano. And once again, he is in the end zone. His 4th of the game. Horizon now has 42 points with the PAT coming. What a night for Bodie Zamorano. Only a sophomore. He's got a couple really bright seasons ahead of him.
And that was a flag here, actually.
Unusual flag on an extra point.
But going back to Zamorano, like you said, he's Going to be a bright spot for this team for a couple more years since he's only a sophomore, but this has been his shining moment. We haven't really seen him have a breakout game, and yeah, a couple touchdowns here and there, but a 4-touchdown game in a game that's been dominated by the ground game, and you're the shining star, and you're the guy who got the bulk of the carries, the bulk of the scoring. I mean, heck, that is one that he's going to be proud of really the whole season, unless he can beat it, of course. But at this moment, this is definitely his shining moment for sure.
That was an unsportsmanlike conduct on the Tigers right before the extra point. It is Riker Floyd taking this extra point, no longer Canyon Floyd, who hadn't missed all year. And Riker Floyd nails that one right through the uprights. Never a doubt. 43-13 is now the score here in Goodyear.
Well, much like Canyon, Riker hasn't missed either. Obviously not the same sample size, but both the Floyds have been pretty productive in terms of kicking the ball through the uprights. Obviously no shame in letting the backup kicker get in there and kick an extra point. But let's just take a moment here and reflect on what a game it's been for Horizon's run game. I mean, you talk about a team that came here to win. They had a game plan going into this, and it was to gash this Tiger defense with ground game. And ground and pound is exactly what they did, and they've really just laid it into Millennium here. And credit Bodie Zamorano. He's got 4 touchdowns, and can't fault Coach Litton for letting his bell cow running back handle the workload, and he showed up to play today.
Following Horizon's loss last week at home versus Pinnacle 27-7, had a feeling these Huskies could come out firing tonight after the disappointing loss last week. And with the unsportsmanlike conduct being enforced on that kickoff, that actually will have the Tigers starting a little bit deeper in their own territory this drive at their own 15.
Canyon Floyd, with the penalty, he's not going to try to boot it out of the end zone. He's going to kick it a little short, force the defense to return it, or force the offense to return it, I should say. And now they're set up a little deeper, and at this point, you're playing for pride, and you want to get some points on the board just to save some face and obviously just carry some kind of momentum into next week if you're Millennium. So let's see what they do here on this drive.
From the 15-yard line, almost sacked was Johnson, but he does get the ball to his receiver on the left side. Hard to bring down. I thought they were going to call some forward progress, but they don't, and it turns into a big loss. A loss of 6.
Bit of a questionable play there. I thought he was going to go down. It almost looked like one of the Husky defenders, I wouldn't say maybe didn't wrap him up on purpose, but it turned out to be a blessing in disguise. And they got him for maybe about a 5-yard loss, and heck of a play there by this defense to not give up on the play.
Really thought the ref could have called a forward progress there. But they didn't. That's just how the game goes sometimes. 2nd and 15 from their own 9. This is going to be a handoff, and the Horizon defense is there yet again.
Now there's the good old third-string running back, Jared Klopfenstein, getting in there for the stop, and literally left no hole there for Dupree whatsoever. This defensive line has been outstanding in forcing these backs to bounce outside, and when they do try to go inside, they have nowhere to go.
Approaching 5.5 minutes to remain in this game. We've got a 3rd and 15 for the Tigers. They're going to play it conservatively. It's a handoff to Dupree. He's actually got a pretty big hole for himself. He gains 8. Oh, that was Eric Rivera on the carry, not Jalen Dupree. I apologize. And it looks like the Tigers are going to go for it here on 4th. It's a quick snap and a handoff on 4th and long. They're not going to get the first down. They will. Rivera does get there. I thought he might have been a yard short. Apparently not. That quick snap kind of just got the Huskies not ready. Another quick snap and another handoff. That'll be a gain of 2 to get them to 30.
Little bit of a closing time syndrome here. A lot of running the ball, trying to really just kind of put this game away. Even if you're the offense, you're surprised they're not driving the ball down the field here, trying to carry some kind of momentum into next week. But instead, they're just playing it conservative. Don't want to get anybody hurt. Just running the ball.
This is your last chance to visit Mr. Softy tonight.
Dominant performance overall by this Horizon defense.
Soft serve ice cream, sundaes, soda, and floats. Visit them at the entrance before the end of the game.
2 men line up behind Johnson on this one. It's going to be another handoff to Rivera. And you guessed it. That Husky D-line has got him in the backfield. Another one.
Shout out your DJ Khaled reference there, Aaron.
Yeah.
That's caught that one quite a bit tonight. It's the first time I've actually called you out on it. But yeah, no, you're right. That's just another stop for this Husky defense, and been getting pressure all night, and even this late in the game, it's nice to see them playing their hearts out to the last whistle.
Gonna have a toss play here to the right side. This time it is Dupree, and he bounces back to the left, and he's gonna get a first down. There's a big crowd of both offense and defensive players on the right side. Dupree kind of stayed behind, saw room to his left, completely changed the play up, and picks up the first down.
Talk about playing till the final whistle. Jalen Dupree not giving up on the play. He had absolutely nothing in front of him, and credit him for going the other direction. This Husky defense thought they had him wrapped up, and Dupree was the last one to give up on that one, and he showed it there.
It'll go back to Dupree. Another good run for him. It's a gain of 9, just short of the first down marker. I think Dupree's probably been the one kind of right point for this Tigers offense tonight.
Yeah, he's definitely been the bell cow for Millennium. We talked about who the bell cow is for Horizon and Millennium. They've been feeding Dupree the ball, and he's been really just the yardage guy for them.
This time it goes to Rivera, and the Huskies once again bring him down in the backfield.
Story of the night, pretty much. If it's not the offense, it's the defense getting into the backfield and creating havoc. And really, it's not even more of a all-night kind of thing. It's an all-season kind of thing.
3rd and 4 now. They'll stick to the run. Rivera once again. Same play, same result. Huskies bring him down right around the line of scrimmage.
Not the same big play energy as Jalen Dupree. Rivera, nowhere to go on that one. Couldn't make a little extra magic happen, and now if Millennium doesn't get this 4th down, any chance they have of scoring points is pretty much over. And this Husky defense looking to punctuate their night with one final stop here to get their offense back for victory formation.
And I'm taking a look now at Tajon Player on the sideline. Really wondering why he wasn't a more integral part of this offense here tonight, especially with the way this game has gone. 4th down is going to be a handoff. It's Dupree, and he makes a move to pick up the first down and much more. He takes it all the way to the Horizon 25. It's a 30-yard run.
Actually got inside the red zone there, a couple extra yardage at the end there. But yeah, we talk about, it seems like we can't say it enough. Both these teams have showed not to give up till the final whistle. But Jalen Dupree, that's the kind of football player you want on your team, a guy who puts in the effort until it's over.
A minute and a half to go now. It'll be another handoff. And a fumble. And recovered by Horizon. And what looked like it could be a final drive for the Tigers to get some momentum going into next week with a score. There it goes. Horizon's got the ball back.
That was the finishing touch that Horizon was looking for. It may not have been a 4th down stop, at least a turnover on downs, but it's a turnover that punctuates this game. And Jalen Dupree, I might have jinxed him again with that announcer's jinx, but credit him for playing hard all night long, trying to make something happen, trying to get his team a score late in this game. And now victory formation for the Huskies, and boy, do they deserve it today.
They most certainly do.
And just a reminder, if this game wraps up, we have
And my partner, Eric Castellon, will be leaving now as this game comes to a close. He's going to be heading down to the field for a post-game interview with head coach Andy Litton. Make sure to check that out on all socials for the Varsity Sports Show.
www.maxpreps.com. America's source for high school sports. Make sure to stop by the concession
The
stand.
Huskies will ultimately win this one 43-13. A huge road win, dominating fashion for Horizon. Coming off of that loss to Pinnacle last week at home. They had an amazing game this week in response to that loss. As for Millennium, they will fall to 3-2. They've lost 2 of their last 3 to Perry and now Horizon, with the win versus Willow Canyon in between. And we will get one last knee, and that will do it. With the clock winding down, Horizon moves on to 4-1, and both teams will enter the middle of the field for their post-game handshakes. Final score, Horizon 43, Millennium 13. This has been Aaron Nemiroff on the call. It's been a pleasure being with you all tonight and calling this game. Second play-by-play experience for me for the Varsity Sports Show. Big win for Horizon. Hope you all have a great night. It's been a pleasure.
Horizon takes this one 43-13. Have a safe trip home.